Hi, watching Shaw TV. I'm here with Lloyd Eamon at Heartbreaker Dance and Fitness, and today we're talking women's self-defense. Lloyd, thanks for joining us here today.
No problem.
Excellent. First of all, now just tell us about why self-defense is so important, but in this case especially for women.
Well, it's so important because all it takes is to watch the news. You know, you watch the news and you see all the things that, the bad things that can happen to individuals, especially when they're not aware, they could be on vacation. To make sure that you can get yourself out of a spot that you probably shouldn't have been in there in the first place. And that's a lot of it too, is just not being in that wrong spot at the wrong time.
Now, a lot of times, I guess it could be intimidating for a woman to learn self-defense because they think, I'm a little thing, how do I take down a big guy? But that's not the case in women's self-defense.
Absolutely not. The last thing you want to do is try to put a false confidence in a person's thinking that they're going to be able to fight that individual. That's not what self-defense is all about. It's about at least just slowing them down, finding your exit, and getting out of there, right? That's all you really want to do in self-defense, especially if you don't have a lot of formal training. So that's all this is really about.
Now, are there some specific targets, I guess, or anything that would be key for a woman to know?
That's right. There's certain spots on the body that are a little bit more vulnerable than others.
And as two men, we kind of laugh about that a little bit. So
for sure, and everybody knows the one main target, right, and that is the groin, but there's many others, not many others, there's a few others. There's a few targets also that you might have one shot at reaching. If you don't hit that target, you really put that attacker more on the awares, so you really have to know the few select spots that you can slow them down. Again, we're not teaching them how to fight, we're teaching them how to slow them down that split second to get out of there. Targets that you can slow them down, your solar plex right in there, right? If I hit you with a little bit up on your xiphoid, feel that?
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, just that little shot like that, it can take your breath away. You can't run after somebody if you have nowhere to run, right?
Now, it sounds like that using your surroundings is beneficial for a woman as well, right? If there are certain objects around you that you can plan to use as part of your defense?
Well, we call that situational weaponry. So, and again, we're not using anything that we've actually packing on us.
Yeah, like as opposed to carrying a bat or a knife.
Absolutely not. It's not. You know, we don't do that in our society. We don't pack weapons around, right? Here, yeah. See, that's a even if you don't have time to put two hands up, you put one hand up. Right? I'm going to swing at you. Swing. So if you're in a tight spot, a good way just to get out of the situation is to look around. If there's a chair that you can pick up to hold in between you and your attacker as you're working your way towards your exit, that's what your goal is. Your goal isn't to pick the chair up and beat the guy with it, right? It's to stay away until I get an exit.
Now, how many years have you been teaching martial arts?
I've been in the arts for probably longer than I want to admit, but 32 years. 32 years, yeah. I started when I was 19 years old. So if you do the math, which don't do it. So.
Yeah, that's, well, it's a lot of knowledge and a lot of history. So if there's a piece of advice you'd say, ladies, I want you to take this home today.
Probably one of the things that I've talked to the girls about is picking one or two things that you're good at and you know you can do, and just make sure you remember them, right?
Yeah, because when it comes to a fighting situation, you're not going to be able to remember, okay, I got to do this kind of hold and do that kind of thing. It's an instantaneous reaction.
You're not going to remember it. You know, we can teach you all over, but if you lose that little bit of basic knowledge that you have, you don't have a chance to do all the other stuff.
Rumor is there might be a padded suit for me to wear that I'll have the opportunity to experience what you've been teaching the girls?
That's not a rumor. It's true. We've got a suit for you that we're going to put on you and see what they can do.
This should be interesting.
Stay tuned to see how this story unfolds. And as I found out, some of these ladies can pack a pretty mean kick. For Shaw TV, I'm Dave Dawson.
Oh.